Everything is somehow mysteriously connected, which sounds very big brain, but I say it because in today's video, I want to get you thinking about a valuable life skill which I believe more young people should be taught about. And I'm talking about metaphors. Quickly, the definition of a metaphor: a thing regarded as representative or symbolic of something else, especially something abstract. Hopefully that is the most boring part of the video. So anyways, on to the fun stuff. Let's talk famous metaphors. Shakespeare said, quote, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances." Einstein said, quote, "All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree." Van Gogh said, quote, "Conscience is a man's compass." Khalil Gibran said, "All our words are but crumbs that fall down from the feast of the mind." All I'm asking of you in today's video is to entertain the idea that everything might, in fact, be mysteriously connected. I think it's in our best interest to live with this idea, to let it follow us wherever we go. In my experience, it can make your life better in small but compounding ways. Or, to be more specific, I think it can help you learn how to learn better. But that isn't my idea. It's Aristotle's, it's Leonardo's, it's Einstein's, it's Proust's, it's Shakespeare's, it's Woolf's, etc. Aristotle once wrote, quote, "The greatest thing by far is to have a command of metaphor. This alone cannot be imparted by another. It is the mark of genius. For to make good metaphors implies an eye for resemblances." And this is the message that's at the heart of today's video. Everything is somehow mysteriously connected. Virtually every verbal phrase can be used as a metaphor to quickly and clearly communicate information to others. Now, I know metaphor might have been a boring vocab word in your high school English class, but being able to quickly and effectively employ metaphors is a life skill that can offer you personal and professional rewards. My point is this: understanding that everything can be connected and that there can be cross-categorical and or cross-disciplinary symbolic connections oftentimes precedes the habituation of finding such connections in new and unknown places. Meaning, the first step to becoming a better learner is, in my opinion, to understand that there are approaches to improvement that transcend any specific category. If you want to effectively use metaphor when the stakes are high, say in a professional environment, you must first understand that everything is not what it seems. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus once called eyesight, quote, "a lying sense." And I think it's important that we remember that. Everything is chaos. Sometimes we can trust our eyesight, and sometimes we cannot. And to bridge that gap, we have metaphor. And now I ask you to consider the man who's arguably the greatest thinker in the history of Western culture, Leonardo da Vinci. Now, if you were to crack open one of Leonardo's famous notebooks, you'd find sketches of woodpeckers' tongues, blueprints for ideal cities, tanks, babies in utero, the Vitruvian Man, self-portraits, studies of water, and plenty more spread across untold thousands of pages worth of writing. But why did Leonardo do this? Why did he dedicate so much time and energy to these seemingly frivolous pursuits? His interests in woodpeckers' tongues being perhaps the most absurd. Because Leonardo was of the same opinion as Aristotle. He believed that there's a process to learning and understanding which transcends any individual discipline. Quote, "The noblest pleasure," he wrote, "is the joy of understanding." And he also wrote, quote, "All our knowledge has its origins in our perceptions." In closing, I'll say this: open yourself up to the idea that things might be more connected than they appear at first glance. School does young people the disservice of convincing them that subjects exist independently of one another, but they do not. There's a reason why Einstein played his violin when he was stuck, and it has something to do with the symbolic and metaphorical connections between music and mathematics. So, learn to use metaphor in your daily life because we rely on our ability to tell stories every day. And metaphor is a fantastic way to clearly communicate complicated information to someone who might not know where you're coming from. And again, this isn't my idea. This idea is thousands and thousands of years old. And it's one that some of the greatest thinkers in human history have held close to their hearts. And if you've got a couple minutes, tell me about a surprising connection between two fields, categories, disciplines, whatever, that you found in the comments. And I'll tell you about some of mine. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash like, please slap sub, please leave genuine and heartfelt comment in comment section down below. Thanks again, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.